Okay, how you all doing? All right, I did tag a few dog people. Most of the people that are on this page are primarily on this page because I have used this page to post dog shows, talk about certain things about the breed standard, and even talk about some of the bloodlines, some of the dogs that I have imported to the United States, some of the dogs that some of my friends and colleagues have that are from different parts of the world. So this platform has really been a platform for me to discuss those issues. Okay. Now, if you are a Rottweiler breeder, inside or outside the United States, I would like for you to tag somebody who is a professional breeder. If you know of people who are into show dogs, are into title-end dogs, putting working titles or champion titles on dogs or whatever have you, I want you to tag that person. This is very important. Very important. Okay? Very grateful for you all coming on, spending some time with me. Okay. I have been, for the last 4 weeks, wrestling with Tamara Kristo, who is branded as one of the top Rottweiler breeders in the world, who has a connection with those living inside the borders of the United States of America. I am saying to you all, be very careful dealing with this woman. She is a scammer. She has committed fraud on multiple occasions. And so I'm going to be walking you all over the next few days down a very specific timeline as I charge her with international wire fraud, and I explain to you, the listening audience, the rippling effect of the fraud that she has committed in the United States against citizens residing in the United States. So this woman was advertising a dog in Serbia, TK Hitman, as a champion dog. There were people who wanted him. I moved and got him here to the United States under me as a quote-unquote co-owner for a period of 18 months. Now, prior to him coming to the United States, she held him up to the world, to the international community, as a champion. She did not provide any documentation proving he was a champion, but because she is synonymous with a brand that a lot of people have gravitated to, sometimes her word in the Rottweiler world is sufficient, and people do not ask her to prove what she say is that it actually is. So I want to emphasize there were others who had their eye on this dog to bring this dog to the United States. I brought him here, but before he was brought here, I was told that he had a champion title. some of those who wish to protect her want to muddy waters. They want to say, well, you thought he had this champion title and he had that champion title. I have never argued which champion title she had. That's you all pulling for straws in an effort to cover for her criminal activity. I never said it was an issue whether it was an adult champion or a junior champion. It did not matter to me. So I am addressing this specific issue in my timeline of events tonight and addressing only this specific issue so that I make sure that those who wish to protect her from her criminal activity in the United States, I don't want to give them any wiggle room. So I'm addressing strictly that this woman said he had 2 champion titles. And I would not be torn or threw a curveball or deterred in any way from exposing the truth as it is documented. Not that she guessed or she thought about something that happened 18 months ago and she giving you something else to tell. I'm talking about documented evidence. Because when I take you to trial, it can't be about he say, she say, or guessing or making an assumption. I'm going to make my case using hardcore documented evidence. This woman received, told me, said, if you would allow me to take him to Macedonia and to title him, I would do it. She was issued 500 euros to take him and to champion him in Macedonia. She got the money. And as he was preparing to come here, I asked the question, was he able to achieve his 2nd champion title in Macedonia? She replied and said, yes, he has the 2nd title. We will get the certificate in August. Now remember that he supposedly went to one show. He got one certificate for one champion title, and now this is a totally different show. Doing a different time frame that he's going to get this 2nd title. And she's been paid to make it happen. I look up, as we're now in this 18-month timeline, and I'm pumping a lot of money into this dog myself, where I could go off the top of my head and show you that I put $15,000 of my own money invested in that dog. So, there's months go by. I'm still absent about the champion title. When pressed, she finally sends me a certificate of champion title, but it's a 1 page with a signature on it. Remember, I don't have no pictures of him being in the ring. I don't have no video of him being in the ring. I never received the critiques from any of the titles. Nothing. So, as we are going down this timeline, and other people around in the country and around the world said to me, are you sure he has these titles? Because we know that she'll send a dog over here with fake titles. So now I've been hit with this from about 2 or 3 different people. So now I'm at a crossroad. Do I take her word? Do I take these 2, 3 people words, some of them of whom I don't know? But remember, in the United States, there's people vouching for her. That's how she make those sales. People in the United States vouch for her and say she's a good, honorable person. So from that, she's able to make sales and rake in millions of dollars just based upon other Americans saying she legit. So I finally get the title. I go down the line of time for several months, and then I finally get to a crossroad because I'm dealing with her on some money that she owe me. I'm dealing with her on money that she owes me. And so in the process of getting somebody to come in and mediate the situation before it get out of hand, somebody I figure both of us respected, she told that person, I owe him 500 euros because I supposed to been taking the dog to the show and I didn't get a chance to make it to the show. So what was you saying when you said that we'll get the certificate back in August? You was lying. You had intentions to keep that 500 euros and send me a fake goddamn title. You made the mistake when you told Roseanne, I didn't make it to the show. Roseanne couldn't cover for you like she wanted to because she had already told the public, yes, she owes you 500 euros. But she never told the public why she owed me 500 euros. You owe me 500 euros because you took my money. You lied to me and said you took that dog to another country to get title. It was a lie. You responded in a inbox and told me that yes, he achieved the second title and I would have it you'll get it in August. That was a lie. Then you played games with me about my money until you got on the phone with Roseanne. You was able to admit to Roseanne, yeah, I owe him 500 euros. Why couldn't you tell me the truth? Then she comes out and she said. So now the evidence is out there that you will take people money. You will lie and say that you done titled the dog. And you will sell that dog for a higher price in the United States because people actually think you have titled that dog and you have not. So now, remember I told you all there were questions that kept coming up during this 18-month time frame. Questions kept coming up, right? There was a show in the United States that Hitman attended. And Tamara Kristo was at that show, handling a dog by the name of Hubla, who is a hitman's brother. They're little mates. As she was showing that dog beside the person that was handling him for me, she made a critical mistake and she said, you have to excuse him. He's never been in the show ring before. That statement let me know that the first title you said he had was not a true title. You lied about both titles. Now let me make the case as I'm prosecuting this case. Let me give you more evidence. When he got here to the United States, because they told me he had been in the show ring before, I attempted to prepare him for the show myself. Couldn't do it. After not being able to do it, I went to a man that I respect, many of us respect, and I turned the dog over to him, and I paid him for keeping that dog, training that dog, and eventually showing that dog. The dog had to be completely retrained. He had never been in the show ring. But she had took my money, thousands of dollars, based upon a lie. So I'm saying to those who do business with her, I'm saying to those who vouch for her, I'm saying to those who attempt to cover up for her because they're making money in the process of her selling dogs here with fraudulent titles, they are making money off of it too. And that's why they got to keep the lie going. They got to keep the lie going in order to keep their money going. And this is just one aspect that I'm talking about. I have went live about her twice. This is the third time. And now I'm breaking it down in pieces in a series that can be downloaded and showed on all social media platforms. Well, you said, Brother Muhammad, why would you do such a thing? You're going to make it difficult on some of us. God damn it, I intend to make it difficult on every crook, every low-down, slimy sapsucker that would allow this woman to come over here and use the American people and become rich and wealthy and powerful from taking advantage of us here in the United States of America. And so those who stand with her, we need to know who you are. We need to know that you are a co-conspirator in deceiving the Rockefeller community here in America. I challenge any of you all. You won't be able to defeat my arguments because I got receipts. Y'all have lied, cheated, manipulated, intimidated. They had a guy come over here on here. One time I went talking about this subject, and he said, I want you to know that her attorney is watching this. I don't give a damn about him watching this. I know that when truth comes, falsehood is bound to perish. They don't hop on this live now because they know they cannot defeat the truth that's in my mouth. And I intend to expose every last one of those criminals for what they have done to me. I have a dog back here, 15,000. If you count, I sold 3 puppies, right? They're coming back because of her foolishness. And if you take the 15,000 and you count the 3 puppies I sold at $2,500 a piece, 25 times 3, that's $7,500 you add to the 15, giving me a total of $22,500 I have invested in that one goddamn dog. The dog needed 1 point to become a real champion under me here in America because she could not do it in Serbia no matter how much knowledge you think she has. No matter how much skill you think she had. She could not achieve in Serbia what we were able to achieve here in America. And many of you all hold her as a god among the people. I'm telling you, she is no God. That the truth that's in my mouth will extinguish every lie, every fraud, every scam that she puts up. We're going to watch her in America. We're going to scrutinize her in America. When she sends something over here, we're going to look at it close. We're going to ask the owner, did you retest the hips and elbows? Because if she lie about a title, who's to say she won't lie about these health tests? One lie is just as good as the other. Liars don't have no standard, whether they tell a big lie or a little lie. Liars, cheaters, con artists, scammers, who have come here to use, manipulate, and to deceive the American people. I don't think she should be allowed to come over here and take advantage of Americans. I don't think that those who say that they're Rockefeller enthusiasts and they really love the breed, I don't think they should be covering for her and her criminal activity in America. I'm charging her with international wire fraud. There are 4 criteria one must meet to be able to be charged with international wire fraud. And Tamara Kristo of Belgrade, Serbia, meets all 4 of the criteria to be charged. She is an enemy to those who are trying to do right by the breed and improve the breed in America. She is an enemy to those who would want right. So I'm saying to those of you all who have attempted and who are attempting to cover for her fraud, there will be no hiding place for you. Those of us who believe in right will rise up and we will expose you. Continue to do what you're doing. We're watching. We are absolutely watching to see who's going to attempt to cover up for her. And I will post to my audience, when this live is over, I will post on this page the evidence of her lying about the title. So I want to say, I don't have a problem with the dogs. There are those who have issues with the dogs. Maybe they have been around longer than me. Maybe they have been around not longer than me. But I don't want to muddy the issue by making this an issue of the dogs, rather than making it what the true issue is, which is fraud, scamming being committed by her in the United States. That's the issue. We could debate the quality of the dog, and there are many, many people who will have differences of opinion based upon not only the criteria, but and their understanding of the criteria of the breed, but also because of the specs within the breed standard. So that can be argued because it's shaded by opinion, experience, etc., etc. But documented facts from her own mouth and from her own writing is sufficient. They said when David took on Goliath, he didn't have a big old pile of rocks. They say he had 3 smooth rocks. But it only took one of those rocks for him to take out Goliath. I'm here speaking truth to falsehood. Just as David heard of that smooth rock at Goliath and took him down. I am here to speak truth to falsehood, to take falsehood down. Do you all have any questions for me concerning anything that I've said? See, nobody can argue with me. You may try to put up an argument, but you're going to only make yourself look like a fool. Cannot argue with the truth. None of them have come on to challenge me. By the time I end the live, you'll see them. They'll come then. Well, when they come, you tell them that I'm doing a series. I'll be back tomorrow. I want you all to go and look at the evidence I'm posting tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. I thank you all for listening. I ask everyone who is watching. You want to be with the truth. You want to stand with the truth. You want to support the truth. Take your hand and hit share and post. Because we intend to stop her from committing fraud in this country. Thank you all for listening.